So this is a 100% wholesale import from Hinduism of their festival Shraddh. Then they have another festival where for the Brahmin class a thread is put around the Brahmin, and that is another festival for them. But unanimously all of them, unitedly, one festival that they, not a festival exactly, but a concept where unanimously they all share is the ceremonial, is the cremation of the dead bodies on the pyre. Every Hindu needs to be cremated on the fire after he dies, except any Hindu who died as a hijra, as an inanch. It's not obligatory. For all the other Hindus, it is obligatory to put him on the cremation of the pyre, except a hijra, any child who has died in a Hindu home under the age of 5 years, and for a sannyasi. It is not obligatory for them. For the remaining Hindus, it is obligatory. Now, apart from this, what happened, which again I would like to, as a brief recall to your mind who came earlier, I would like to repeat that Hinduism, entire Hinduism evolves around six fiqh. We have 4 fiqh in the Muslim community. The most important we forgot. The remaining 4 we have. The Hanafi, Shafi'i, Maliki and the Hanbali fiqh we have. The exact fiqh was the fiqh of Quran and Sunnah, according to the Sahaba. That has almost vanished in the Muslim world. In Hinduism, there are 6 basic fiqh. Samkhya fiqh, Yoga fiqh, Visheshika fiqh, the Nyaya fiqh, and the other fiqh is, yesterday I was just recalling in the talk, the Mimamsa fiqh, Jazakallah khair, the Mimamsa fiqh and the Vedanta fiqh. These are the 6 basic fiqh which evolved. It was the Mimamsa fiqh, the 4th fiqh of Hinduism, which they call as Astika, orthodox school of thought. The Astika, there are 6 Astikas, of them the Mimamsa. What Mimamsa fiqh did to the Hindus is, it called upon the entire Hindu nation to revere to the Vedas and lead concepts of worship according to the Vedas. And this was later modified by the Vedanta fiqh. The Vedanta fiqh brought Upanishads into the picture and said, to lead any ritual according to the Vedas, you need to follow the Upanishads. Therefore, today you will find majority of the Hindus, whether they might be from the Samkhya, Yoga, Visheshika, or the Mimamsa, or the any other fiqh, what they do unanimously in their rituals is they perform yajnas. What is yajna? Yajna is the fire sacrifice. Every Hindu majority ceremonies involve fire. You see, the cremation involves fire. The 7 pheras at the time of wedding is around the fire. You will find fire lit at the time of Deepavali in different forms. In most of the ceremonies and rituals, fire plays a major role. Because this has been, according to the Mimamsa and the Vedanta school, the yajna has been put into different shapes. So that is what they do. And the mantras are chanted. From where did the mantras come? This was more specifically highlighted by the Mahabharata. The Mahabharata extols japna, japa, meaning mantra ka japna. The Hanuman Chalisya is one of the popular mantra in the modern days, used for yogas also. The japa of Om is another mantra which is commonly used by the Hindus. So the modern day Hindu scholars, what they did to the Hindus for their daily routine of life, which is very busy, what they said is, most important for you for worship today is japa, meaning praise the God spiritually by reading certain mantras from the Vedas. This is how the concept of worship in Hinduism goes.